Hey everyone, it's Joyel and welcome back to my channel. First off, I'd like to apologize because I am definitely sick. I was sick throughout the entire filming of this video. So if I sound absolutely awful, if I look super tired and dead, again, it's because I definitely have the flu. My monthly gift visited me at the same exact time, so I'm just double whammied right now. But I finally re-attempted doing mini twists on my hair. So I did this years ago. I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, I did mini twists for the first time. And obviously I had about, I don't know, a third of the amount of hair. So this time around I was working with much more hair, like 3 times the amount of hair. So knowing that, I was scared that this was going to take much longer. Don't get me wrong. It still took a very long time. But before we get started, please don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. But let's get started. So I essentially followed the same exact routine as I had before. You guys know, if you've been on my channel, I like to keep things pretty simple. Just water, leave-in, butter. This time, however, I did decide to add, please don't laugh, I had this jar of Cantu Shea Butter Extra Hold Edge Stay Gel. I know it's for edges, but I didn't have any more Shine and Jam, and I've been meaning to try and get rid of this because I've had it forever. I had bought it, I want to say about a year ago, because my sister was going to use it when she did box braids on my hair for Disney World, but then I actually found some Shine and Jam at another store. So this has just been sitting under my sink, and I was like, you know what, if it works for edges, it can hold a twist out, right? And so far, it's, you know, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It has worked, so you know what? If you have some edge gel that you just can't get rid of, use it on twists. So the first step was to, obviously I washed my hair. I only ended up being able to shampoo because for some reason 10 minutes into my shower decided that it did not want to be warm anymore. So I had no hot water after about 10 minutes, and I physically could not handle how cold the water was on my body. So I literally just rinsed out the shampoo and put my hair into some chunky 2-strand twists and called it a night. So I wasn't able to deep condition my hair, so there's that. I figured since the following day I was gonna be adding a bunch of product to my hair anyway, that it would be fine. So this has not been my week with everything that's been going on, and trust me, this isn't the end of it. But the first step was to obviously add some water. I undid the twists. I think I had about 7 sections. I had 2 on the sides and 3 down the middle. I decided to go ahead and keep the center parts, and I also went back to splitting my hair down the middle. I decided not to go with the side part, and I started with the center section, the center back section first. I knew the back was going to be the hardest. It's always the hardest for me because obviously I can't fully see the back side of my head, and I wasn't going for like micro. You know, these are supposed to be mini twists, but I wasn't going for micro because I have so much hair. It already took me about 5 hours the first time that I did this, and I was trying not to go too much more over that. So these ended up being, I guess you could say these are more like small twists more than mini, but I was able to basically split almost each section into 3 to 4 parts. So to start off, I did grease my scalp before starting everything. It's a little easier by melting it down and using it in a dropper. So I did re-wet my scalp with the spray bottle and then use the dropper to apply the sulfurate, or the melted down sulfurate, to my scalp. So that was the very first step that I took before starting anything. So I applied the water first, then I applied some leave-in. Just use whatever you have left. I was using this Twist by Ouidad leave-in conditioner that I've had for like 100 years. I added some of that, concentrating on my ends as usual and working it up the rest of the section. Then to lock everything in, I used my Bouffants and Broken Hearts Shea Souffle in the scent Cocoa Mango. I think I used about a dime-sized amount. I started out with like half a dime size to about a dime size depending on how big the section was, using that to seal in all the moisture. And I also just like how soft shea butter makes my hair feel. And it has some holding power. Last time I did the mini twist, all I used was some shea butter. But this time, because I had a lot more hair, a lot longer hair, I decided I would use the edge gel as kind of a backup. Again, I used about no more than a dime size. This stuff is strong. I used about a dime-sized amount of that Cantu Extra Hold Edge Stay Gel. And I love this stuff. It smells like pineapples to me. It's a very sweet scent. I love it, but I used that last to top off everything. Then going ahead and of course detangling with my Felicia Leatherwood brush. After applying all the products, you just go ahead and you know, I split the sections again into about 3 to 4 parts, and then I twisted each of those parts. here was the very first results. I will say some of the back pieces were probably a bit bigger than I had intended. I should have split them into, I probably should have split a few of the sections into 4 twists instead of just 3. But you know what? What's done is done. I'm not redoing anything. I got too much hair to try and get through. So it took me about 2 hours to get the backside done. I had finished just about, I started at 11 and finished about the backside around like 1 o'clock-ish. And that was just the back 3 sections. So I still had 4 sections left, which were 3 in the front and 1 on the very top of my head. And let me tell you, my hands were already sore and I was like, this is gonna take a very long time. But yeah, I was essentially just repeating that process all over my head. Fun fact, last weekend we went skiing and I had put my hair into some basic braids, just random braids on my head. And I used the edge gel to hold my braids, the same like, you know, leave-in shea butter edge combo, and my braids held up amazing during skiing. And it was snowing, it was so cold, and they held up perfect. They were like not even fuzzy. So I figured, why not use this combination again, since it seemed to have worked so well. When I got to the side sections of my head, I started off with the bottom sections, kind of started out with 2, and then everything up from that was about 4 twists because there was such a wider section. And honestly, the size of the side pieces were kind of more of what I was going for. So the back has some bigger sections, and then the front kind of stayed about the size that I was kind of going for. My hair is also really thick, so how it started out, like after putting all the product and twisting it, it was, you know, they were skinny, but as they dry, and with how dense my hair is, how thick and dense my hair is, you know, the volume very quickly becomes apparent as it dries. I definitely tried to go tiny, but they did not stay that way. Again, I took the middle section and I decided to go back into a middle part. I didn't want to do a side part because I wanted to be able to do a side by side of what my hair is, what it looks like now with the center split, just like I did years ago, which was also a center split. Obviously much longer now, but this process took me about 6 hours, so it only added about an hour onto the process. I have a whole new respect for braiders and people who twist hair, because I don't know if you guys will be able to see. You see how swollen the side of my pinky is? And this is just on my left hand. So here's my right pinky, here's my left pinky. For whatever reason, my right hand is completely fine. My left hand is so stiff and it feels swollen, just like the skin feels tight. It's so swollen. Last night I had to, this is where it gets a little bit dramatic, but like even I was surprised at how painful my body was, or like how much pain my arms and shoulders were in, but I had to sit with an ice pack and then a heating pad on my left shoulder all the way down to my fingers for a while last night to get any kind of relief. But my pinky was so swollen that I wasn't even able to game last night. So my family's obviously been obsessed with Power World the last couple of days, and I'd been gaming the last 3 days, but my hand was in so much pain for basically having my arms up and twisting for 6 hours straight that it became so stiff that I couldn't even play last night. It was just awful. I definitely strained some muscles doing this. I was actually kind of surprised. Like my shoulder, yeah, this whole left arm is just very stiff. But this is the ending result, and this is what my hair looks like the next day. So I finished the twists yesterday evening, and then all I did was sleep with my bonnet on last night, and this is what it looks like the next day. I think it looks better after kind of sleeping on it and allowing it to kind of like lay down a little bit more, but they still look great. I actually love mini twists. I just don't like how long the process takes. And clearly, I don't like the injuries that I have obtained from doing this. I think it looks beautiful. For some reason, when I do like twists on my hair, the first person that comes to mind is Libby from Jimmy Neutron. My hair always reminds me of her every time I do some kind of twist. Yeah, I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I think mini twists are a beautiful protective style. Because it took me so long, I'm gonna try and keep these in for like 2 weeks. Like seriously, I think I deserve to keep them in for a while. But yeah, with that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know you guys have been requesting for me to do an updated mini twist video for a while now, so I hope this was satisfying for you guys. But I hope that you enjoyed today's video. As always, leave your comments, video suggestions, constructive criticism down below. Keep blooming, and I'll see you guys in my next video.